I was watching and I saw some different stuff on this today. Coming out of Miami, we have a disgruntled Mr. Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, and I want to get your thoughts and I want to give you mine on Mr. Tyreek Hill and his post-game interview that he gave out the other day. What'd you think of disgruntled Tyreek Hill there, saying he's done. He's done in Miami. We got to reevaluate what we're doing.
That had to be the funniest, like, to watch that and see a guy go through the motions clearly in his head, right? That he's towing a line of what he's going to say in this moment. Between unfiltered and filtered, he's like trying to filter himself live. Yeah. Like you could see it in his eyes.
He couldn't control it.
You could see he was just like, I don't want to talk about this, but I want to talk about this. But I want to get the fuck out of here so I don't say something. But then, you know what? Fuck it. I'm out. I don't want to play here. I don't want to do this anymore. And just deuces on the thing. Like, reevaluate my situation. Like, I don't even know what he expects to get better in this situation. I think it's so funny. You're aging, right? Like, not to say that you're done, but like, if you were, I just don't like, the whole season fell apart for this guy when he got arrested in that situation.
That was week 1 too.
Everything happened after that, right? Like, the whole situation that unfolded, and it just hasn't been good since. And I don't know. I was laughing the whole time I'm watching that. I'm like, this guy's literally trying to get his way out of this interview. He's like trying to constantly go to the right in the interview because he's just like, I just don't want to. I'm going to walk over here now because I want to say exactly what's on my mind. And then he did. I thought it was hilarious. What'd you think?
Dude, I fucking laughed at it because we already talked about. I mentioned this at the start of the year, before the year even started. This fucking guy's going on, like, it was like Kay Adams or some shit like that, interviewing him, just talking about, like, himself. He's the best, yada, 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 all himself. And
MVP.
What did he do? He left the team that was winning to go chase a bag. And he was singing the praises of Mr. Tua over there. Tua's just as good as Mahomes. All that nonsense. So, sit your ass in Miami, Tyreek, and shut the fuck up because, like, this is wild, man. How you just can't have it every way you want, dude. And it's not even like he's performed this year. Yeah. Plenty of drop balls, even when Tua's been in there. Like, he hasn't performed the way he has last year, right? Like, just not the same output. You can't put this on anybody else. And for you to say I'm too much of a competitor, like, bro, you made your decision. You made your bed. You can sleep in it, right? Like, nah, man. You don't just get to bail out. And to do that postseason, last game, where your team's gone through everything.
Absolutely.
Bro,
and the wild part to me was Mike McDaniel had no idea it had happened. And then he was just like, he was put on the spot to be like,
this guy said he wasn't even available in the game. He wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Like, and Mike's like, just straight up told me he wasn't available to play. Like, bro, if I'm a guy building a roster in the offseason, you think I'm going, I want that dude on my team?
Yeah.
No fucking way, man.
Yeah, and then this on top of that, the Antonio Brown shit with the picture.
And he changes his profile picture to that?
This is fucking awesome. The fact that happened, and it's like, you're owning it. You're owning your situation. You're saying, yo, I am that guy. But like, bro, you're selling yourself. Like, it's at this point.
You're
like,
31 years old, dude.
31.
Like,
you scored 4 touchdowns this season. Like, the comments on our one post are so wild, saying this guy had more kids this year than he had touchdowns.
He did touchdowns.
It's fucking awesome in so many ways, but it's true. Like, if you haven't shown up in this situation, you're an aging receiver in this league, and you got some drama and some bullshit clearly coming your way. Like, every team is going to look at that and be like, run the fuck away. Run away, cheetah. Like, it's just what it is. Like, I just don't get... I don't get this whole situation.
Who's out? Number one, he's under contract. This idiot got a raise for nothing in the offseason because he wanted to be paid as high as some of these other guys. They paid him, right? Yeah. And then you got him pulling this shit, end of the year, leaving your coach high and dry on the mic like that. And I just look at this, I'm like, bro, who in their right mind is going out there, they're going to be trading a second or a third, they're going to take on your cap hit and then deal with your shit? Like, man,
Yeah.
no thank you, bro. No thank you. Like,
No, and
that's
it was
wild.
and it was clear, right? Like that it was completely off the hook. Like that no one had any idea that this was going to happen, that this was just a decision that this guy made out of an emotional stance on what, I don't know. Like maybe it's a hint at what Tua's situation is and a little bit more depth, and maybe what he believed is no longer a true thing that he wants to have as a person throwing
He
him the
stood
ball.
up there and backed him the
But
entire
you
time,
went
too.
and you said what you said about that situation, and now all of a sudden you're backing out. So like you're backing out 2 times. You're backing out on your quarterback. You're backing out on your team, and all that. Like you can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to flip the coin on this one," and yeah, you know what, I'm not feeling it anymore.
Yeah.
And then expect to be respected amongst the league. Like they're not going to be looking at that any different. Like Antonio Brown literally did the same shit, bounced around team to team until it was literally done and wraps because everyone was like too much of a fucking headache to deal with the talent.
And he was still talented too, right? Like,
Yeah.
he was still doing shit at the end
absolutely.
of his career, man.
The
Like, he
potential was there.
wicked receiver
This is
still.
one of the best receivers all time, right? And
Yeah.
then
And they're like,
to come
"Fuck that."
through and the same situation here where you're like, yo, this is one of the better receivers in the last little
Careful,
bit.
Tyreek. You're approaching AB territory here, buddy. You might want to settle down. But
Yeah.
the other thing that I saw today was they came out, they had a discussion with ownership, and the word was Tyreek does not want to trade. He did not request a trade. And I'm like, okay, the damage is done, guys. It's all right.
Yeah.
You can cover it up. That's cool.
Yeah.
But the damage is done here. So Dolphins are going to be one of those teams I'm going to watch in the offseason because, man, they're a dumpster fire of an organization. I just, fuck, I look at that team and I'm just like, man, no contention for them whatsoever.
Go pick up Jalen Waddle for cheap, maybe, hopefully still in your dynasty leagues and your other leagues, and hope for the best. And just maybe you're getting a discount wide receiver 1. That's what I'm looking at. Like that's the only situation that makes sense.
That was the media headlines when you saw that. It's like, oh, stock up for Jalen Waddle here. But that was a wild story, wild way to end the year for the Dolphins, and that just sucks, man. They had a rocky season to begin.